Scrapbookers, here's your May Personal Shopper Kit. Let's look inside. As always, the purple tissue will reveal the contents. Ooh, exciting. Now, the DVD is included, and that's where Anna and I will share tips and tricks and give you close-ups with all the projects. Of course, you have a card and envelope, and this time you're getting a 3D flower template, and members tell us they love getting these reusable tools, and this makes just flowers that are just absolutely wonderful. Now you're getting some birthday Brad buddies, and there are 3 of them that you see, but there are actually 6 in the package. We've got some swirl brads and some music note brads, so you're getting a nice collection. The newsletter, of course, is going to tie everything together, and because it's in color, you're really going to see exactly how to do every single thing. One of the members just told me that this so sets the Personal Shopper Clubs apart because we really show you all the ideas and get you close so you can see. Now we've got some brand new ribbons and some very fun things here. This new vine ribbon in white, you can stamp on it, some beautiful lace and trims, as well as some ink pads. Now you will either get 2 shades of green or 2 shades of purple. I'll show you what to do with those in just a minute. Now our papers are going to start with some Shine Design specialty paper, and this is fun because there are kind of dull areas and shiny areas. Now this time you're getting some Color Me. Now I know this probably just looks white to you, but you'll see the amazing things you can do with it. And there's a Color Me tags and borders. I guess you just have to trust me on this. Now our papers this time are, as always, brand new, and the first set is going to be released to the public, but not until September. As always, Personal Shopper members get them first. This will be called Roses in Harmony, and you can see this corner treatment, the textured all over pattern, and it's texture looking is what I mean by that. The dictionary words and that lace piece on the side just come in so handy for so many things. Look at that stripe, isn't that beautiful? You can make wonderful borders with that too. Now here's an all over pattern, but it too has a hint of lace at the corner. And then the last one in this set is where we get our harmony. The music notes, again with the lace and the trim border. The second layout, or second collection, is this very fun kind of happy papers, lots of dots, this kind of a texture-y in the gold. Again, a beautiful stripe pattern that just collects all the colors from this grouping. We've got this light blue all over pattern and a green, but look at the corner treatment. We're getting more of those dots, and I love this sunshine coming in from the corner. And then red dot, you know, you just can't get enough of those. Now that's the collection, and that's what we're going to start with, but as always, the magic is in what you make. Now here's our first page of a double page spread, and as we get in, you're going to notice first those beautiful, beautiful roses, and they are made using the template, and the directions are on the template. But what's so marvelous is that they give such dimension, and there are 2 different styles. You can see this kind of wavy one and then the more kind of formal one, and there's one of the new ribbons, and this is the paper, although it is lace looking. And then here's a great way to use those brads coming into the, this happens to be their anniversary, and over here on the journal. So just adding a really nice look, and even up in here. So everything is just beautifully framed with that photograph. Now the companion page, of course, is going to look very similar in that we have a cluster of roses. Let's get in really close, and I want to point out that on those leaves, Susan has elected to put one of those gorgeous trims, and it just is quite stunning. She's chalked and highlighted some areas of her journaling, and isn't that just beautiful? And I love what she's done on the treatment over here. Very often we don't stop to think to take a photograph of some of table settings or things like that, and as we back up, you'll see how beautifully framed that has become. Now, a very different look is in the other papers, and here you go with bright and fun sunshiny look. Now this is the other kind of flower that template will make, and again these also have some dimensions, so 3D flowers is the name of that template. And aren't those swirl brads very fun in the center? Now we've done some tearing and layering of the 3 of the patterns to make this particular layout, and done some techniques with doing some things with the corner treatment on several of those photos. Very fun photos also. Now the companion page, of course, is going to be similar because that's what you always want, to have your pages coordinate. We've got the same treatment on the other side of the layout, and then again the flowers just doing a great job of telling the story of these 2 friends. Now, another part of this paper collection is the circles, and so that's really being highlighted in this next layout. So we've got the circles playing with the Shine Design papers and the Brad Buddies, just making a beautiful statement, and we're showing a couple of different ways that you can embellish the Brad Buddies just to give them another look. I also love this idea of trimming in next to the art and then slipping your matted photograph under there. It really makes the papers interact with the photographs, and that's a great way to do it. Now the companion page of this layout is also going to take advantage of those nice big Brad Buddies and taking advantage of them, playing with some of the strips of paper as well as the striped paper. So that's another layout, very, very fun. Now, with the ink pads and the Color Me papers, you are going to be able to make a page that looks like this. Because you've got the 2 colors, you can intermingle them, and when you brush them onto the paper, or kind of swipe them onto the paper and then go back and take a paper towel, it's going to remove the ink that sat on top of the Color Me, and you have the design will be revealed. What I love about this layout is, although it's very simple, it just does such a striking look with being able to pick and choose your very own colors. Now, this is one of the labels and frames on that extra sheet. Here's one of the tags, and you can see how dark color has been used down here and the lighter ink pad up here, and then some journaling on top. Now, as I said in the beginning, let's back up and see this whole piece. You will either get 2 green ink pads, or you will get 2 purple ink pads. So here's the exact same layout done in the other color combination. The other thing I want to point out is that this is that white ivy vine ribbon, and you can also color it. So here we've got it in purple, here we've got it in green. You can also stamp on that. Now there is a companion page. We're just doing it in purple because you get the idea. You can do the same thing in green. And so here's another way that you can use the papers, and I love the treatment of taking the border and letting it overlap the photographs. I think that's really very fun. Now, what else can you do? Well, let's go back to our Roses in Harmony paper, and we have a card, and with this rose on top, this is a beautiful pleating technique that's done with the papers, and then inside we always, of course, give you the inside. Now here is that same rose, but the paper has been kind of gilded with a little bit of gold metallic stays-on ink pad. And I think that's just a beautiful look. This is the paper also, not actually lace, and the same thing down here. Now this is a 3D way to take our papers and our ribbons. This is a swirl Sarah Surface box, and just wrap the paper around it and have done 3 of the smaller flowers. Now you can change the size of your roses just by, it shows you on the template where to cut. And I think this is just a really striking gift box for, oh my goodness, for candies, for movie tickets, for gift tags or gift cards. This is one of my all-time favorite images. I think this is so striking. So you can see the Roses in Harmony paper, and with one single rose right there, and I think it's just beautiful on a monogram, something that would be beautiful on a card, on a scrapbook page. I think it's just drop dead gorgeous. Now, another totally different look for that same rose is this one, and that's one of our Color Me tags. You can see that it's been striped with the ink pads. Here is that vine ribbon, and then a surprise, there is a silver flower. Now the other patterns that are used on the template will make a card like this, upside down or right side up. So what I like about this is that it's got very different colors of papers, just make it very, very fun. Here's the Second Wish Brad Buddy, and on this card it is an S-fold card, so when I open it up there is another flower inside, and of course you can make them match perfectly because that's a template. Now another way that you can use those is this way, to make a tag, and as we zoom in you can see the various areas of that striped paper have been cut apart and kind of glued together almost like a patchwork quilt, isn't it? And then what a beautiful flower right next to it. Now flowers can also be done out of the Color Me papers, and as you can see we've layered separate parts of the flower, of the medallion, and foam taped them together, and we've made a pretty striking border, I think you'll agree. Now the flowers can all come together in this last piece, which makes very fun border. Now in this case, the more informal flowers have a music note in the center. I thought that was very clever. You can see the dimension that they have, and then the rose is right in the center. So whether you like your roses fun and fancy or a little more formal and beautiful, you've got lots of things to do this month.